So I just wrapped up recording the haul, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't feeling a little bit overwhelmed. In the last video, I unboxed all the bags of video games that we picked up, and as you can see, there's quite a few of them here. And as I'm sat here looking at them, I'm trying to contemplate the best move here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to get through all these, trying to figure out how I want to test them all, hoping that not too many of them need to go through the JFJ and all that fun stuff. So I think I've got a plan. In the last video, I mentioned that I think I was going to try to bundle up a bunch of stuff that didn't sell at the end. But in addition to that, I think I'm going to try to bundle stuff up that I'm listing as of right now. So you guys see those MLBs that are the same, or, you know, if there's any other same, there's some other Eye of Judgment, there's like 3 copies or whatever. I'm going to try to pull through all those games, I think, right off the bat here, and we'll get some piles going of games that are the same. Then we can do one listing for all of them, and that should save us a ton of time and also allow us just to pull games from that pile. We'll make sure they're all in the same relative condition, and that will save us like crazy when it comes to listing times. In fact, one could argue that I could even go onto my current eBay page, find a listing of MLB 10 The Show, which I'm sure we have, and then go ahead and just add quantity to it, assuming, again, that the condition is the same. So that's another strategy that I might use here when I'm getting this stuff listed. I'm going to speak to Araval about that, however, though, because I'm not sure what our plan is if we want to get these done as individual listings. I would have in the past. I'm not sure if we're going to today. It also, again, depends on the condition, but I'll have to have a talk with him about how we want to approach that stuff. With that in mind, however, obviously, if you can't already tell, I'm not going to be able to get this done in this one video. I'm starting this video on Tuesday. This video comes out on Friday. So whatever we get done between now and Friday is what's going to come out. And my goal, unlike the last time that we did a big lot like this, you know, last time we tested through every single game, then we photographed every single game, then we listed every single game. That's a lot. So instead, what I'm going to be doing here, and just in an effort of trying to get stuff listed as soon as possible, is I'm going to go through one stack at a time. That might be a terrible idea. It, again, will depend on how much we bundle up here. But my goal is to do basically 30 games at a time. We test them all, we photograph them all, we list them all. Then we go back and we do the next lot. And I'm thinking that way we'll be able to get stuff listed quicker. Stuff can start selling while we're still working through it versus trying to do it all at once. It also means I can take breaks in between, for example, sitting down at my computer and going back and working on other stuff. I'm thinking this is all going to be a good plan in theory, but it all depends on how bad the condition of these are. I was told they were pretty good. We shouldn't have too many things refurbished. We shouldn't have too many stickers, but that's probably a long shot because I said that last time and it ended up being a ton. We'll have to figure it out here, but there's no better way to figure it out than just jumping in. Real quick, however, though, before we jump in, I should let you guys know that if you're new to the channel, be sure to consider thinking about hitting subscribing. That was a lot of thinking. Maybe just hit subscribe anyway. Don't consider it or anything. Just do it because you're not going to regret it. There's plenty more content coming out around stuff like this. It's going to get crazier and crazier by the week here, especially going into fourth quarter. You do not want to miss out. You should definitely be subscribed. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of those videos. Also, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It helps out with the channel and the YouTube algorithm. And now with that, I say we just jump right in and we start working on this stuff. So I've just been on the phone with Araval and we were talking about how exactly we want to approach these because he has a very similar situation over there in terms of having a lot of the same title and having a lot of sports stuff. So try to figure out what the best use of our time will be. And I think the new plan is going to be to, first of all, pull all the games out that are the same, and we're going to do multi-quantity listings for all those. Nice and simple, and that'll be an easy way to make sure that we have not, wasting our time doing the same listing of the exact same thing over and over again, but also that we can actually build up some quantity of everything and hopefully be able to sell them that way. The second thing that we're going to be doing is bundling games. For example, if there's an NFL 11 and 13 and a 12, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to run the entire series. So like every NFL that was released for Xbox 360 or every NFL for PS2, whatever it might be. And that's going to be our other goal and our other trick here that's going to help us move things. So I think between the two of those, that's going to be good. So what I'm going to start off with here right now is I'm going to be pulling out every single game, matching them up with any other titles that we have of that game. Oh, it's not going to be fun, but it's going to take a little while. And then also, after we're done that, we can build some sports bundles. But, I've started here, 2 copies of Legends of Rock. We're going to try to pull out every other title now that matches. And we're just going to have big piles of everything. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to fit it on the table. But that's the goal. I'm going to jump right into that. All right, guys. I have now gone through all the games. They're all gone. And we found quite a few of the sports games. So what I did essentially was I just pulled out everything and I stacked them individually as per their console and their genre, I suppose, or whatever game it was. So this is all the baseball games and the NHL games, the Madden games, the FIFA games. And I did that like that. And we ended up with a fair amount of them here. As you can see, there's quite a bit. It goes back quite a bit. So there's all of our PS2 sports titles in here. Xbox 360, original Xbox is all around the outside here. And I just sort of made this all up as I went. But this is going to make it very easy now because we could just do, for example, one listing for all the NHLs. Or, you know, whatever the case, one listing for all the FIFA 13s. And when I say all the NHL, I mean like all the NHL 12s, and then one listing for all the 14s or whatever. And I think that's how I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm actually going to bundle anything here because we are trying to get as many listings up as possible. So that's going to be my goal. For example, Madden 09s, I'm going to go ahead and get all of those listed under one listing with multiple quantities. Again, assuming the condition is the same. Anything that's in bad shape or needs to be listed individually will be done so. I also managed to pull this quite attractive stack out of all this mess. Connective Ventures, these are basically not going to be worth anything. We have so many of them listed right now for like $3 and they're not moving. That's $2.99 or $2.49 and they're just brutal. So those will probably not move. Moving on though, this is all of the games that are not sports, which is not too bad at all. I mean, it's a decent little pile. There's probably, I think I counted, there's about 160 of them here, which is not too bad. And that's what we're going to be dealing with here in terms of non-sports games. So I'm excited to get started on all these. The first thing that I'm going to do is organize them all by console. So I'm going to pull all the 360s together, put all the PS3s together, put all the Wiis together. That way it'll make it way easier to test and list them all. I can't do it like this. This is just too messy. So I will do that next, most likely. But after that's finished, then we're going to be able to go on, probably do the sports stuff first, get out of the way, and then we'll finish off with all this fun stuff. Everything is now all been stacked with its appropriate console. I know, look at me all organized, eh? It's actually the next morning now. So actually not the next morning. It's like 1 o'clock right now, but it's the next day. I finished this up last night and I had some work to do this morning, but now we're back down here and we're ready to begin. So I've got PlayStation 2, I've got a couple stacks of 360, a couple stacks of PS3, some Wii stuff, some Xbox stuff, and the rest of it is all in the sports section. And by sports section, I mean this stuff that you guys remember from tomorrow. That's what we're going to be starting off here with today. And what I've figured out I want to do is basically we're going to have different piles for each console. But what we're going to be doing is stacking up all the games that can be listed together. So all these NHL 12s, if they all have manuals or if they all don't have manuals or whatever the case, the ones that are all similar will go together that can be multi-quantity listed. The rest of them that are out on their own or don't match will just be listed individually. And that's my plan to get through these super quickly. So I'm going to go through these all now, I suppose. I'm still going through stuff. I can't believe it. But I'm going to go through them all now, check inside, make sure they match up. Or maybe I'll even do that as I test some of them. I'm not sure. But for now, I think that's going to be the move. And then anything that's on its own can just be listed like that. Again, there's a lot of sports stuff here, but I'm hopeful that some of it, most of it, maybe that's really optimistic. A few of them will sell on their own and this will be worth my time. If not, this could be a big waste of time. I've never quite dealt with this much sports stuff at once, so I'm excited to see what happens. And if we get some sales from this, then I suppose it won't have been a terrible buy. But if we don't, then this could be troubling. So we'll see how much we're able to sell of this stuff. But I'm going to, again, just start by getting as much listed as possible. We're going to be definitely doing the sports stuff here first, clearing the table off before we begin with any of that high value, or should I say higher value stuff behind us here. So another round of organizing has now gone by, and this took way longer than I thought it would, but we are now all organized, I think. So essentially what I did was I went through every single game. Oh man. And I picked out all of the sports games that were in the exact same condition, and they are all in the middle here. So all those NHL 12s are in the same condition. You'll probably see one left here. Yeah, there's one there. So any that weren't in the same condition were put in this pile to be listed separately. Same down here. None of these matched condition-wise, so they were put in here. Actually, the top two and the bottom two may have matched. That's why I think they're like that. But anyway, most of them that match in terms of condition are in here. For example, every pile is just filled with other games that are identical, which is not super exciting because I'm going to have a hard enough time trying to sell one copy of a game. Never mind 12 copies or however many are over there. So anyway, the goal right here, everything in the middle again, is at least 2. So there's at least 2 copies. The goal here is to get all these done first and out of the way. Get them in what I'm going to call a duplicates bin, which is just full of doubles of the exact same thing. So I can know, if I sell a copy of 13, I can just pull any copy of 13 because they should all be the same. Obviously, I have to remove all the stickers still, and we got to go and test them all to make sure they all work. But that's the goal for right now. Anything that doesn't have at least 2 copies, or if the 2 copies, for example, here do not match, then I am doing them separately. With that, we also have a few oddballs over here. Brand new sealed copy, Madden NFL 08. This is a 17 with a cracked top. If I have an extra Xbox case, actually, I could potentially switch that one out, but I'm not that bothered because I think, yeah, otherwise it's all good. It's just that crack. So I'll check for that. I was switching a couple cases, that's why there's a couple here. I have one game that had a 12 in it when it was supposed to be a 13, wherever that game is right here. I found a loose copy of 13, added that instead. So that's there. Anyway, that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to begin by getting all of this stuff done here in the middle. I think that's going to be our goal for today. And then we'll see if we can move on to any of this stuff. But if this stuff all got done, I'd be really excited. And when you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Is that right? That's only 17 listings. Not bad at all. Obviously, it's a lot of work to test and clean everything, but overall, we should be okay in terms of the time that this should take us. So I'm going to get started at least with this, and then we'll see if we can do anything else today. So guys, I know it looks like nothing's changed, but I spent the last hour removing all the stickers from all of the lower items here. Didn't touch any of those, but all of the lower ones here. This is my pile. This is my little bit of proof. And I know it's not very impressive, but you had to take my word. This was a lot of work. I don't know why these stickers are so annoying. Anyway, so now we've got all of these games with the stickers removed. I'm going to go ahead now and start testing through them. I'm hoping that this doesn't take too long. Hoping that there's not going to be too many that need refurbishment. Ah, man, these sports games are killing me though. Anyway, we will go ahead and get these guys all tested up right now. And then ideally, this entire pile of the lower table here can be listed. So that's my goal for today. That is going to be it though, in terms of what we're going to be able to do today, because I have to ship some things out and we're not going to have time to do anything else if I'm doing that. So I still think it's going to be a good accomplishment, and that's what we're going to try doing here right now. So let's jump right into starting to test all of these games. So we are making some progress, guys. As you can hear in the background, the JFJ Easy Pro is working hard away. This big pile of PS3 games are all the ones that got tested and working. Out of them, there was one item, which is over there now, that didn't work. But otherwise, we're doing really well over there. I've got a couple Connect Adventure games here that I'm going through out of the pile. Actually, I have one more PS3 game that I refurbished. Let's see if it's going to work. We've got to do a software. Let's skip that. Oh, it is going to work, I think. Let's go to the start screen on that. Yeah, I think it's going to be all good. The disc is clean, so that one looks like it's going to be good. So other than that, we're making some good progress. Still yet to turn the PS2 and the Xbox on. But I've got a pile of 360 stuff over there that I'm slowly testing through, or at least refurbishing and then going to test through. So we are making good progress. I'll update you guys when we're all done and ready to take some photographs. We're finally done. Check out that beautiful pile of all of the sports games with no stickers, all with perfect condition discs. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, so we wrapped up all of the stuff here. It took me quite a bit of time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm probably 4, if not 5 hours into this. This is not a profitable endeavor, what I'm doing right now, at least. It's all just to push other games. It's all to push listings. It's all to push fourth quarter. I would be highly skeptical that we'd make any actual money off these, because most of them won't sell. And additionally, they're not going to be much if they do sell. What I am going to do, though, I will track with you guys the total number that we get all this listed for, so we could see roughly, with a 10% or 20% sell-through rate, what we're going to make on this. And then, of course, I'll give you guys a big update, probably on the entire thing here after Christmas. So that's going to be a little while down the road. Maybe I can do like a halfway update if you guys want. But yeah, this is not going to be, this is why I've always avoided sports games, just period. So I'd recommend always, if you have a few, you can list them, obviously. They do sell, again, like I said. We're going to see how well these sell, of course. But I would recommend always trying to avoid them the best you can. And this is another lesson learned here. And I'm talking here about with the same sort of situation. Now, mind you, we're going to get all this stuff done. And if I really, really pushed it in one day, now I'm going to do it in 2 days here. I'm going to do all this stuff today, and then I'm going to do all this stuff tomorrow, likely. But theoretically, you could do this stuff, in one day and get it done with, and probably still have a profitable day. But at least with the length of time that I've been spending here and the stickers I've been removing and the refurbishing that had to happen, it was definitely a long time, and it's probably not going to be profitable, but we'll see. What I am sure of, though, is that the rest of the stuff will be profitable, which is all good then. So that's going to make this a lot good. I've been going over some of the titles. I'm confident that we'll be able to make our money back. So hopefully this stuff will help pay for this stuff. And then some of this stuff will help pay for this stuff. And then the rest of the stuff, when it gets lotted up at the end, will pay for the rest of this stuff. So we should be all good. I'm not too worried about that at all. So nevertheless, we need to begin photographing stuff. That means I need to clear all this up, clean it up, get everything out of the way. I'm going to photograph everything. Then once everything's photographed, I'm going to go ahead and move all of these items off my desk because I cannot get to my computer. All these are going to be moved over here. And then we'll move all these over there. And then we'll list all these, put them in bins, and call it a day there for Wednesday. So yeah, let me get this place cleaned up, and then we will begin on taking some photos. I should mention, I don't know if you guys can tell at all, but I am extremely tired. I'm coming off of 3 or 4 straight days of working from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. And this is just another one following that. So I'm going to take a break here at some point to kind of cool down. Even yesterday, we finished this stuff. I don't even know what time we finished this stuff at, but then I was up working on other stuff. I've been doing accounting stuff like crazy. Just signing into my computer here. It's all just mad though. And it's that fourth quarter rush, right? And then it's doing YouTube and all the stuff on top of it. I love it all. I'm going to keep doing it all. but it is a lot. So if I'm slowing down a bit here in these videos, aka maybe not getting as much stuff done in a day or in the week as I would do in most crazy big weeks that, we push to get stuff listed, that's why. So guys, this is one full box done of games. And this is another one done. And by done, I mean listed fully, which was actually not that bad at all. That probably took about 25 minutes. So I'm kind of willing to say that this could all be worth it, theoretically. Okay, so check this out, guys. I did a tally of all the games that we listed. And right here, I put the price, I put them up for the quantity in the listing, 10 NHLs. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we had the quantity there, and then we had the total price they were listed for there. And you'll be surprised to know that down here at the bottom, it does add up. 59 games, what we did today for $223.41. So maybe thinking, okay, that's interesting, but how much of that would you get to keep profit? Well, I'll tell you. Over here, sale price of $223.41. Our cost of goods was about 80, we'll call it 85 on this, but there's the actual number there. Our eBay fees on this will be about $26.81, which means our profit on this will be $112.82. 5 hours of work, which means our per hour is about $22.56. Does that make it worth my time? Absolutely not. And the reason why not is because we probably won't be able to sell everything at that sale price, if at all. So that's the reason why this doesn't really work out. Now, in theory, yes, if I waited long enough, let's give it 2 years and let everything sell, potentially, yes, I could actually keep this kind of profit. And who knows, maybe that's what I'll do, but likely not. Likely the stuff will get lotted up and I'll break even. But there's just the idea or the math behind why I bother doing all this. And it's good to see that this does prove it. So even if I get half of that profit for my work and then I'm able to break even on the other half for my 5 hours, I'm still not doing too bad. Now, it's nothing compared to the rest of the lot, but there's no point in letting this stuff sit forever or just trying to get it all out for super cheap when I could make a little bit of extra money here. I've got the time, so why not? With that in mind, that's the sort of breakdown there. We've got some more exciting stuff coming. I'm gonna wrap up the rest of the sports games tomorrow, and then we can hopefully move on to some of this stuff for this episode, but it's gonna kind of be a push here because again, I don't have much time, but I'll try my best. Let's just hope that throughout the next couple of weeks, some of this stuff will start to sell and I can at least make some of that profit. That would be good. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna call it a night here. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's next morning now, and I figured that I'd take a second at the beginning of my day here to actually show you guys what I'm packing up and shipping out this morning. I'm actually shooting a short on it, so I'm not gonna go into detail for the prices and everything and throw up pictures on the screen like I would normally do, but I'm just gonna give you a brief overview. If you guys wanna see the full thing, it's coming out on Monday in terms of what we actually sold. But let me show you guys what's going out. Check this out. This is definitely one of the larger amounts of things I'm sending out in one day, but nevertheless, it just in terms of the size, really. I mean, I've definitely sent out more items in terms of quantity, but this is a lot of big stuff that I'm not normally sending out. Anyway, first of all, here we've got a couple video games. I'll just show you guys them briefly here because this video is gonna be long. That was a mess. They all just sort of flipped over. Lost, Emergency Mayhem, I don't know, Scribble Knots. There's just a few random ones here. There we are. And then moving on from that, we have a couple loose games here as well. We've got Turok Evolution as well as a Halo game. Anyway, moving down here, first of all, we sold this little RCA adapter. Probably got like $4 for that. Then we sold this Yamaha Portasound keyboard, a couple different controllers here. Sold the first printer. Finally, you guys will see I've got a hole in my stack. This is the first one that I've actually been able to sell. I had to drop the price on them. I had them for 40 originally. I think I sold that one for 30, but it's good that one finally sold. That makes me feel a little bit better about that purchase, but this was a bad buy. Sold finally a couple lots of Lego. I put these up on auction a little while ago. This one sold. This was like 8.2 pounds. I think we got like $80. And then we sold these minifigs for $100 for that lot right there. And that's just a quick look at everything that's going out. Again, a short coming out on Monday, going over this in more detail. Guys, I gotta take a break here and show you guys this. As you know, I'm packing some items up. And I actually already finished all the video games and got those all packed. I just have a few more that I'm doing here. Obviously, all the boxes. Trying to print my labels. My computer stopped working. It completely froze up halfway through when I was trying to get some labels. And so I gave it a good shutdown here because it was not running at all. And now, no operating system? Are you kidding me? Why is there no operating system? Oh, it's so frustrating when you're trying to get things done quickly. Last time that this happened, I took it into the shop. I actually called Apple. I had a whole bunch of issues, but it ended up that the hard drive was just disconnected. And to get it that, you have to take the computer apart. You got to pull the RAM out and then reconnect the hard drive. I'm hoping that that's the same thing here. But literally everything froze, so I'm assuming that's because the hard drive maybe got disconnected or something, but now I can't launch it. So this is going to be another probably 15 minutes of me figuring out this computer and trying to get all these labels done. This is so frustrating, though. All my software is on this computer, so it's not like I can just go and take these printers up to another computer. They're all wired in here. Oh, this is so annoying. I guess I do have a new printer. That actually reminds me, I just got a new printer. This is a Lexmark MX310DE, is it the DN? No, the DN, that's what it is. This thing is a beast. I used to have an HP. I had this guy right here, the Office Jet, and this thing was great, except it was pretty old apparently. It's had a total printer malfunction. I think one of my ink cartridges burst inside of it. I called HP, there was nothing they could do, so I ended up starting to source out a new printer. Anyway, upon a few suggestions, this was one recommended to me. I am very excited about this. I've got just a USB going to it right now because I don't have a Wi-Fi chip for it yet. But I've been printing things with it. It's been really good. Now, you might be saying, why do you need a printer if you have two label printers? Well, yes, I'm good for labels, 4x6s for my actual parcels. I'm good for my video game labels, but I actually bulk print all my return labels still on sticky sheets. So yeah, I have like those original label printers or label sheets I used to use. I can actually I have a pre-saved template for them. I can just print them out here in bulk and get a whole bunch of return labels really quickly without wasting time on my demo or wasting the more expensive labels over there. That's one thing also, you're always needing to print papers when I'm printing out packing slips or if I'm printing out invoices or I don't know what else, receipts, let's just say, or anything. I'm always using a printer still, even though most of my stuff is done digitally. This thing is a beast though. It's super, super quick. It was a little pricey. These are actually very hard to come by. I bought it, I didn't really buy it secondhand. I bought it on Kijiji, I think, or no, I bought it on Facebook Marketplace off somebody for $300, which is a really good price for this printer. It was new in the box. I think they had used it once or something for their at-home office. So it's got a full thing of toner in it. It's really good. Laser printer. I know probably half of you guys don't care about printers, but this is my new baby and this thing is running really well. So I'm very excited about it. Okay, back to my computer. I'm going to take this thing apart, I guess, and see if I can fix it. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Okay, I just went in with my flathead and I just sort of pressed this guy down right here and I think that should do it. I'm hoping, otherwise we're in big trouble here. So let me try to plug this guy back in and see if it works. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. We have a white screen. Are we going to get the Apple logo or not? I'm totally freaking out right now. Please work, because otherwise I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I really need to print my shipping labels, and I do not want to do it at the post office. This is not promising so far. There is no Apple logo yet. I'm kind of freaking out. I'm waiting for the thing to pop up. Yep, we are in trouble. Okay, so last time this happened, I made up a boot drive for High Sierra to see if it worked. I think this boot drive should still work, but what I had to do, I think I had to hold Option down and this, so let me see if I can get that to work. Okay, so this worked. Now that we're in here, we can actually just go to, I believe it's about this Mac, and then we can just go and see storage. First of all, what's coming up here. This is our SD card. There's hard drive 2 is appearing. And then this is this one. So yeah, hard drive 1, my startup drive is not attached somehow. So that's what's happening. Yes, guys, I managed to do it. It took a little bit of work. I was using compressed air, as well as a couple different adjustments I made to the hard drive. I had to take basically everything apart, but we've got it going here. I'm glad I didn't record that all because that took a little while. It's now 2 o'clock and I started at like 11. So, oh my gosh, I still only have like 4 packages packed up. So that's not good. But anyway, I'm excited about this. Hopefully this works, and it looks like it is going to though. So I'm gonna get back to printing some labels. And finally, guys, after all that time, I've got all the orders packed up. I'm gonna go and drop these off at the post office. Oh my gosh, that piano took a little bit of time. I had to make a custom box for it, but my computer is working. I was able to print off my labels, as you can see. So I'm gonna run up there and drop these off, and then we can continue with today's video, even though it's now just past 3 o'clock. Brutal, but anyway. All right, let's get into it. All right, so now with all the shipping done, we are ready to move on for today with the games that we had to get listed. So obviously we have all the good games here in front, but we're not going to be doing those because I want to save them to the end. We got to save the best for the last. So we're actually going to be starting with the stuff back here. All the sports games. We've got PlayStation 3 stuff, some PS2 stuff, and all this other fun stuff. So we're going to see how much of it we can get done today. I'm going to get started, though, by moving all of this stuff off the table so we actually have room to work. So I want to give you guys a quick update. We have tested that many games and cleaned them all. I've got some of the PS3 stuff left here, and then we can maybe move on to the PlayStation 2 stuff. But I'm just working on a couple games, getting the stickers off. We're making good progress, though. And I'm thinking that we're going to be able to get to that PlayStation 2 stuff today. All right, guys. So today is definitely going to be a slower listing day. I just finished up testing, obviously, all the PlayStation 3 stuff. I was getting the PS2 stuff, but we really are running out of time. So I decided I'd just get the original Xbox stuff tested, cleaned, and working. And that's what I've done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to photographing all these items. And this is going to be it for listings today. Not quite what I was hoping for, but nevertheless, at least it's something. And we're getting through the sports stuff. So if the next day I get down here, I'll have to get through all of the rest of the sports stuff here. Not too bad at all. And then we can finally move on to doing all the non-sports stuff. So still work to be done here, but I'm just going to get this little pile done here for today. So let me go ahead and get these guys photographed. Okay guys, so this wrapped up listing everything that you see in this box right here, and that went pretty well. There wasn't anything here that took too long, and overall with the new listing templates that we're using and some other changes, we were able to get this done in really good time. Probably about half an hour for these 30 games, which is not bad at all. And the total for that half an hour comes out to $113.22. There's everything that we listed, 28 games in total. And so yeah, not bad at all. All right guys, and with that said, I think I'm gonna end things here. I still have to get this video edited and uploaded for tomorrow, but overall, I think we really killed it on the sports stuff. We didn't get all of it done, which was my goal, but we got a fair amount of it done. We got most of it done, I suppose you could say, which is very good. We've already sold a little bit of it, which is reassuring to me because I really wasn't sure if we'd be able to sell through this stuff, but we've already sold 2 of the sports titles that we've picked up, which is really reassuring. So not too bad at all. Again, next week we're gonna be moving on to all the rest of the stuff. I really hope we can get that stuff all done next week. I think we should be able to, guys. It's not too bad. So that'll be a couple hundred more listings up on the store. We're making progress every single week here. I'm super excited about it. And if you guys want to join me and follow me on this journey every single week, every single couple days is when I post. So be sure to go on below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video. Let me know that you enjoyed it and leave any comments and suggestions that you have down below. With that, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. If you guys, again, enjoyed it, leave that like on the video. Come on, guys, you can do it. It just takes a couple seconds. With that, I'll see you guys all in the next video.